you might be able to deduct some of your overtime pay on your federal income tax return. Let's break down how this new law works and when it takes effect. Under the One Big Beautiful Bill, also known as the Working Families Tax Cut, a new no tax on overtime rule lets eligible workers deduct overtime pay on their federal income tax return. Starting in 2025 and continuing through 2028, you may be able to deduct up to $12,500 in overtime pay, or up to $25,000 if you're married filing jointly. So, who qualifies for no tax on overtime? This benefit applies to workers earning overtime pay required under federal law. Typically, hourly workers who earn time and a half for hours worked beyond 40 in a week. To qualify, you must also have a work-eligible Social Security number. The deduction is not available to married people filing separate returns. You can exclude the full amount if your modified adjusted gross income is $150,000 or less, or $300,000 or less if married filing jointly. Once your modified adjusted gross income goes above those limits, the deduction is gradually phased out. The deduction only applies to federal income taxes, but you'll still pay Social Security and Medicare taxes on your overtime pay. For example, say you're a single filer who earns $100,000 in regular wages and an additional $15,000 in overtime for a total of $115,000. You can deduct $12,500 of overtime pay on your federal income tax return. However, the full $15,000 in overtime pay is still subject to Social Security and Medicare taxes. How can you prepare for this new tax break? Your employer will continue to include your overtime pay with other wages in Box 1 of your W-2 form. For 2025, your overtime pay might be separately reported in Box 14. If not, you may receive a supplemental statement showing how much of your pay was overtime. Understanding how these changes affect you doesn't have to be stressful. Filers could see up to $1,000 refund increase or lower balance due based on recent tax law changes. Watch the rest of the videos in this series for a deep dive into each change so you'll know exactly what to expect when you file. TurboTax is your trusted resource for tax law changes. Visit TurboTax.com for more info to help you file your taxes with confidence.